Definitely one of the most famous kashas that the Rishonim ask on the sugya of Shevuos Haomer is the following question. They ask why was it that Chazal were not masakin? Why did they not institute the bracha of Shechianu when we do Shevuos Haomer? At least the first time we make Shevuos Haomer, we count Shevuos Haomer the second day of Yom Tov of Pesach. Why do we make a bracha Shechianu? Why is it different to the bracha on the lulav and the bracha on the shofar and the bracha on the Megillah? Where anything that happens mizman lizman, from time to time, it's not a constant mitzvah, it happens every so often, we make a Shechianu. So all the Rishonim are busy with this kasha. Why is there no bracha Shechianu on the mitzvah of Shevuos Haomer? That is a big kasha that many of the Rishonim are busy with over here. And there are many tirutzim, many different mahalchim of the Rishonim to understand why we don't have a Shechianu on the mitzvah of Shevuos Haomer. It should have. It comes once a year. You make a Shechianu on something that happens once a year. What's pshat that it doesn't have a Shechianu? So again, many mahalchim. I want to give you one mahalach today, Be'ez Hashem, from the Radvaz. The Radvaz in his Tshuvas, in Chelik Daled Siman Reish and Vav, brings it as follows, and I'll try to quote you some of the Lashon of the Radvaz. The Lashon of the Radvaz is Ani Oime Shekol mitzvah shi hachona le mitzvah acheres. Any mitzvah that is a hachona, it's a preparation for another mitzvah. Tiknu shi yivaru shechionu ala mitzvah ha'ikris. They were masakin to make a bracha on the ikka, the main mitzvah. Upoita eshteyem, and that, says the Radvaz, patters both of them. Hilchach, therefore, this is the Lashon of the Radvaz in his Tshuvas. Shevuos Haomer hi hachana la'atzeres. The whole mitzvah of Shevuos Haomer is poshet a hachana, a preparation for the Yom Tov of Shevuos. And he brings rayas. V'kivan shi mitzvah tuluya ba'acheres mevarich mechaga Shevuos v'oida lekan lekan. Says the Radvaz, since the mitzvah of Shevuos Haomer is a hachana for the Yom Tov of Shevuos, mimela, when I have two mitzvahs, I'm going to look at the ikka, which is Shevuos. I'll make a Shechianu on Shevuos, like we do, and that will patter Shevuos Haomer. So in Achanami, Shevuos Haomer really does require a Shechianu, but we're pattering it, we exempt it by the bracha that we make on Shevuos, because Shevuos Haomer is a hachana, it's a preparation. So that's an incredible idea. Now the truth is, it's not only a Radvaz. If you look in the Maril in the Halachas of Shevuos Haomer Ois Tezayin, the Maril brings as well the same kasha. Why is that my de'ein b'vorchim shechianu on Shevuos Haomer? Why is that a bracha shechianu on Shevuos Haomer? De'eina is Lashon of the Maril. De'eina ela k'machshirei mitzvah. It's a hechsha mitzvah. The Shevuos Haomer, the mitzvah that we count every night, 49 days, beautiful, gavaldiga mitzvah. It's a hachana for Shevuos. So Mamela, it doesn't get its own shechianu for that reason. And by the way, it's not only a Maril, and it's not only a Radvaz, it's also Pashtus the Orchos Chaim in Hilchos Brachos Ois Ayin Gimel, where he also asked the kasha, Lama ein mevorchim shechianu a bir chometz v'Shevuos Haomer. Bir chometz different kasha, but Shevuos Haomer is our question. Says the Orchos Chaim, Lama Levi she'ein mevorchim bracha zu aleim kein machavim na mitzvah nasa b'zman habracha v'hu adin Shevuos Haomer levi she'machavim is Shevuos lasas chag haShevuos b'yom nun levi ein bracha ein levorich ad chag haShevuos. Says the Orchos Chaim, why don't we make a bracha shechianu on Shevuos Haomer? Because we're just getting to Shevuos. We'll make it on Shevuos. Again, same idea as the Maril, same idea as the Radvaz, that Shevuos Haomer is a hachana for the mitzvah of Shevuos. And there's other rayas as well. We're not going to go into all of the Ma'amakomis at this moment of time. The question we have to ask. Okay, great. Now we understand why there's no bracha shechianu on Shevuos Haomer. I get it. It's a hachana for the mitzvah Shevuos. Why? Why is Shevuos Haomer a hachana for Shevuos? Why isn't it its own mitzvah? What's the inyan of it being a hachana, preparation for the mitzvah of Shevuos? Shevuos Haomer, hachana le mitzvah Shevuos. Why? What does it mean? We have to turn to the chinuch. Let's learn the chinuch. Let's understand a moment. One of the most famous chinuch over here in the inyan, mitzvah shinvov. The chinuch brings down the understanding, the yesod of the mitzvah of Shevuos Haomer. Says the chinuch, to understand it, he says, "Lefi shekol ikun shel Yisrael eina elel haTorah." the Ikka of Klal Yisrael, the Ikka of who we are and what we're doing, it is for Torah. There's no question about it. First, Be'etzem Rashi in Parshas Bereshis, Ayin Shom. But Al Kaponim Suk the Chinuch V'hi Ikka V'Asiba Shinigod. This is the reason we were taking out of Mitzrayim. When it comes to the Yom Tov of Pesach, we're talking about Yetzias Mitzrayim. Why were we taken out? In order to receive the Torah. That was the whole schus that we came out of Mitzrayim. And therefore, the whole reason that we were taken out of Mitzrayim and we got the Geula was because there wasn't going to be a Kabbalah SaTorah. Mimela, says the Chinuch. What is the Yesod of Kabbalah SaTorah? What's the Yesod of Shevuos? That means, says the Chinuch, the whole idea of Sfiras HaOmer is what? Is to show and to instill within our hearts, within ourselves, in our blood, that we're waiting for Shevuos. That we're excited for Shevuos. We're excited for Kabbalah SaTorah. Mimela explains the Chinuch. How do you understand? He's not answering this question, but we can understand the Chinuch in this way. How do we understand the Radvaz and the Maril and the Orchos Chaim? That we don't need the Shechayonos Sfiras HaOmer because Sfiras HaOmer is a hachana. It's a preparation for Shevuos. Why is it preparation for Shevuos? Because says the Chinuch, the whole time of Sfiras HaOmer is to instill within us the excitement, the anticipation for the Yom Tov of Shevuos, for that day that we're going to be Makabel the Torah. And that's an amazing thing. And we have to ask ourselves, in these few days that we have before Yom Tov of Shevuos, it's not that long to go. What are we so excited about? Are we so excited? What's there to be excited about over here? What's the point? If we're meant to be excited, tell me what we're meant to be excited about. So you see from many Maaseh of the Gedolim how excited they were and what they understood Torah was and does to us every single time that we learn it, and the opportunity that we have to learn Torah. During the Second World War, London was victim to nightly bombing raids by the German Luftwaffe. Like all of the city's residents at the time in London, Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky, he was the Av Beis Din of London at the time, when they heard a siren, everybody had to run to the bomb shelter. It was dangerous, there were bombs flying everywhere. So, it happened to be that Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky lived right near one of the main banks in London. His apartment was very close by, and he developed an amazing relationship with the head of the bank, the president of the bank. And the president of the bank built, for the Av Beis Din, Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky, he built him a special staircase leading from his home all the way straight into the vault. The main vault where all the money was kept, that was the vault that many people around the area, that of course the president of the bank trusted, were able to go and hide and stay into that vault when there were air raid sirens and there were bombs flying. It was the safest place for sure in the area. And Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky had a private staircase that led straight into the area, the entrance of the vault. The president was there, he opened it up, everybody went inside. It happened in the middle of the day, it happened in the middle of the night, whatever it was. So they noticed, the workers over there, they noticed that the Av Beis Din, Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky, every time he went inside, as he was walking inside the vault, he would whisper something to himself. So they thought he was probably, he was praying or something for his people, for himself, for his family, for people around him. He was praying, he was probably offering, words of tefillah, of whatever it was to, try and protect everyone. Eventually he plucked up the courage and they asked his kids, they asked Rabbi Chatzkel Abramsky's kids, like, well, what does the rabbi whisper? We see him whisper something. What is he whispering? So they found out and they answered the following. And they said that, there's a pasuk in Psalms, there's a pasuk in Tehillim, David HaMelech, Tovli Torah Espicha Ma'alfei Zav Kesev. How great is the words of Torah, greater than all the money in the world, all the gold. And he said, my father, when he walks into the vault of the London Bank and he's surrounded with gold bars and money all over the place, he realizes to himself, and this is what he's whispering, I wouldn't give up a word of my Torah for all of this money in the world. That's what he was whispering at that moment, because he understood the chashivas of Torah and what Torah does. And we have to understand that Torah protects and Torah changes. It transforms a person. Somebody came to the Chofetz Chaim and he said, Rebbe, I have sfeikus in emunah. I have problems in emunah. I don't believe well enough. I need a chizuk in emunah. Rebbe, help me. The Chofetz Chaim says, you have sfeikus in emunah? Come, let me show you something. Across the street from the Chofetz Chaim's house in Radin, there was a school, a non-Jewish school for non-Jewish kids in Radin. And the Chofetz Chaim pointed out to this fellow, he said, look at this thing, look at the school. When you see the kids walk in, they're tired, they walk in, they're tired, wherever they're tromping into school, and the doors open at the end of school, boom, they're out there, they're fighting, they're screaming, they're all over the place. It sounds like, and it looks like, that what they accomplished during the day didn't do anything for them, didn't help them, didn't transform them. Go and look at a yeshiva, a cheder, whatever it may be where Yidden are learning Torah, and you'll see that when they leave, they're not bursting to get out. As soon as they get out, the doors open, the bell rings, out they go. They come out different people. They're transformed human beings, because that's what the Torah does. The Torah transforms a person into something else completely. There was a story of Ephraim Waxman Shlita brings a Mordecai Maisa with a Rav in a city in the Midwest who convinced some of his very, very wealthy members of the shul to join a share in Daf Yomi. And they did, and a while later, he receives a phone call from a man who identified himself as the leader of the Jewish Federation, and he said, I would like an appointment with the rabbi. The rabbi says, sure, no problem. Come to my office at 2:30 p.m., I'll gladly meet you. Comes inside. The man was completely not observant. He laid out his credentials. He gave out, where he's holding. He owned a company that manufactured fans. Not just fans, Stam, that you have next to your bed, yeah? These were huge fans. The smallest fan that he had was the size of a building, and it was used in places like the Lincoln Tunnel, and there were only 10 other companies in the world that sold what he sold, talking about worth billions and billions of dollars. So the rabbi's like, okay, very nice. What do you want from me? What did you come for a meeting for? What was the purpose? So he said, I'm very acquainted with many of the big businessmen that are in your synagogue, that are in your shul. And I noticed recently there was a change. I noticed recently something changed about these businessmen in the way they did business, in the way that they spoke, in the way that they acted. I noticed something different, and I asked them what it was, and they said that they started a share. And I want to tell you, as the rabbi of the synagogue, that what you have done to these people is you have changed their lives. And this came from a non-from man who saw the results of Torah. That's what Torah does. Torah changes. It changes a person's complete reality. And it should do that when you learn Torah correctly. It changes a person's personality, changes who he is. But not only does it change, it also protects. It also protects. Rav Moshe Weinstein was learning in his yeshiva in New York, and somebody at one point came running inside the base medrash, Rebbe, we've got to stop the olam learning, we need to say Tehillim. What happened? Somebody got knocked over outside the building of yeshiva. Terrible, terrible accident. We need to stop learning, we need to say Tehillim, Rachamei Shamayim, we need to do something. So Rav Moshe said, absolutely not, we're not stopping to learn, we're going to continue as we normally did. What do you mean? Rebbe, come on, please, we have to daven. There's a terrible accident. It just happened, I witnessed it. So Rav Moshe said, don't worry. He's not from us. He's not one of us. The man was shocked. How could Rav Moshe say such a thing? What do you mean he's not from us? He said, Rebbe, he had a yarmulke. He had a yarmulke. What do you mean he's not from us? Rav Moshe said, trust me, don't worry about it. And they continued learning. Eventually, the details became known that there was a Jewish child walking on the sidewalk, and this goy had taken his yarmulke, ran off, and as he ran, he got knocked over by a car. Hence the yarmulke on the floor next to the child. He said, Rebbe, Rav Moshe, how did you know that? Navi, well, that's a Navi, Rebbe, wow, unbelievable. That's Chassidus Shemaisa. What's Pshat? So Rav Moshe said, no, let me explain to you something. We were learning, and I felt it. We were learning with such intensity. We were learning with such a geschmack, with such an emistikkeit. So therefore I felt there's no way. It's not shayach for something like that to have happened around the yeshiva. Not shayach. The Torah protects. That's what we have to realize. That's what's going on over here. So we may say, okay, say that was Torah of Moshe. That was the Torah of the Gedolim. But say that about us. We open up a Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, we open up a Gemara, we open up a Shulchan Aruch, whatever it is. Do you think it really makes a difference? Do you think it really makes a difference on our Torah can protect, our Torah can transform? Chazal tell us that you can cause the Rabbeinu Shel Olam to cry, that the Rabbeinu Shalom can kaviyachol cry. What does that mean? Chazal tell us, Misha oisik b'Torah ve'eino oisik. Someone that has the ability, that can. He has the chance to learn Torah and he doesn't. Says Chazal, the Rabbeinu Shalom kaviyachol cries. Now can you imagine, you know what that means? Imagine if a guy walks into yeshiva and he says, I made the President of the United States not sleep last night. Huh? What are you talking about? Yeah, I was very upset with something that he did. Extremely upset. I wrote a letter to him and he got it. I'm telling you, there's no way he could sleep. Seriously? He could sleep just fine. I don't know if you can read the letter. It's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Your letter that you did didn't make nothing to the President of America's life. Trust me. But yet, Chazal tell us that every individual has the ability to cause, whatever this means, the Rabbeinu Shalom to cry. Because you could learn and you didn't. Your Torah, your Mishnais, your Chumash, your Shulchan Aruch, your Daf Gemara, your Rashi, whatever it is that you're learning, that is what causes the Rabbeinu Shalom to cry if you do not learn, and you can. That's the koyach of our Torah. That's the koyach of everything that we do. And that's real. And that's something we have to understand. And Geman came to the Chofetz Chaim and he said, Rebbe, I was just reading in different Sfarim HaKadoshim, the Zohar Kodesh, that if a person doesn't learn Torah with a real Ava and the real Yirah of Hashem, Torah is not worth anything. It doesn't go up there. So what's the point? What am I doing this for? And the Chofetz Chaim said, let me tell you something. He said that during World War I, there was a baker, someone that used to have a bakery, and he came to me complaining. He stays up all night, he's busy, hard working, he's kneading, and he's doing all the dough, and he's making all the situation over there for the challah. People walk in, they look at the challah like, no, I don't like this. And they go to the next bakery. I've got no parnasa. What am I going to do? The guy came complaining to the Chofetz Chaim. The Chofetz Chaim said, I met him a couple of years later after the next war broke out. And all of a sudden, he said, people walked in, they took whatever it was. The war broke out, they just took any challah, any roll, they didn't start looking at it, they weren't inspecting it because they need to eat. And therefore it's okay. Zuk the Heilige Chofetz Chaim. You're right. Bismad the Tanoim, the Amoraim, the Rishonim, the Achronim, the Rabbeinu Shalom inspected the Torah to see, was it worth it? Did they really learn the Shema? Was it really with Avon year of the Rabbeinu Shalom? If not, I don't know. But now, there's a situation, it's like a war out there. The Rabbeinu Shalom sees your little effort. He sees the small effort that you do to open up a sefer, to learn, to try, to listen, to concentrate, whatever you could do. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu accepts whatever it is. That's the koyach of our Torah. Says Reb Aaron Zatzal. That's why there's no mitzvah on Shevuos. Every Yom Tov has its mitzvah. Okay, besides the cheesecake. Every Yom Tov has its mitzvah. Where's the mitzvah on Shevuos? There's no mitzvah. You know why? Because every Shevuos, Reb Aaron, is a new Kabbalah Satorah. Our anticipation, as the chinuch that we just learned, Hachsha Mitzvah, as we saw from the Radvaz, the Maril, the Orchos Chaim, is because every single Shevuos is a new Kabbalah Satorah. I want to makabel the Torah. I want the Torah. I understand what Torah does in my life. What it does to me, it protects me, my family, the world. Klal Yisrael is protected by Torah. Our words of Torah, our small efforts in Torah makes the world of difference to the Rabbeinu Shalom. That's the anticipation that we should be having at this time during Sfiras Ha'omer. That's the excitement for the Yom Tov of Shevuos. And Be'ez Hashem, if we do that, we'll come to the Yom Tov of Kabbalah Satorah with such a geschmack, such an excitement to sit down, to learn, to re-makabel the Torah, and the Rabban Shalom Be'ez Hashem will give us all the brachas that Torah carries with it. Wow.